Hey, everybody. It's been a minute since I've been on YouTube, but with all of the changes in the world right now, I'm kind of got some extra time on my hands with remote teaching. So I wanted to just do a little update with you guys, just kind of as people are hopping in. I wanted to talk with you about what it looks like right now. For those of you who've been following me, hi Mackenzie, hi Shannon. Go ahead and comment. I've got the live chat. This is the first live I've ever done on YouTube, so I just wanted to interact with you guys, ask questions if you want. How are you guys doing? Where are you at in the world, and what does it look like in your area? So I'm in California. I'm in Sacramento. Hi Zoe. After break, can you do a day in the life? Yeah, if we get back to school. I don't know. In my area right now, it doesn't look like we're going to even be going back. Okay, so feel free to ask questions. I'll try to keep up in the comments. So basically, I'm in California. I'm in Sacramento. And on Friday, this last Friday, we were told that our school would be closed through March 31st. And then we haven't really heard much since then. We've had little updates here and there, but the news in our area, we just got the official shelter in place. So we are stuck inside. Trying to keep up with comments. So Pennsylvania, Connecticut. Okay. What is it like on the East Coast, you guys? Ecuador. Wow. This is crazy. I can't believe what's going on. So I wanted to just talk with you guys kind of about what I'm doing to teach remotely. I just recorded some read alouds. And I just want to say that one of the hardest things for me in this whole thing is that I miss my kids. I mean, we left on Friday and we're thinking that we'd be closed through March 31st, which is where we're at right now, that we haven't had any additional communication about what the plan is. But everything in the news right now, it seems like, I don't know if that's going to change or not, but I miss my students. And so I'm trying to find ways just to connect with them. And it is what it is, especially I teach kindergarten, so it's harder to connect with them. Sometimes they don't have access to technology and all of that. So anyways, hello from the UK, Sydney, Ohio. Okay, so Gwenzilla's G, no school through April 6th in Ohio. Aiden, overall, I'm good. I mean, everybody's healthy, which is good in my little bubble. I read an article this morning in the news that said, I think Governor Newsom said that it's predicted that 54% of people in California are projected to contract the virus. So we're all staying out of the public. We have we have basically been told that we need to shelter in our homes and stay out of the public just to help slow the spread of the virus. We don't know when our school gets back in, Shannon. I don't know. Right now it's March 31st, but everything in the news, it seems it's different. Taylor says, I teach kindergarten in North Carolina. Our governor just announced schools will be out for longer than the 2 weeks, which we expected. So if you're a teacher watching this, what are you guys doing for the digital platform? So I just recorded a bunch of read alouds for my students that I'm planning to kind of trickle out. We use the app Class Dojo. And then for reading, sometimes students don't have a large library at home. So we've been using Vooks, Vooks. Great platform. Epic is another platform. Zern Math is what we use for curriculum. However, they don't have the kindergarten level digital yet. So I basically sent home a packet on Friday. It was so crazy. Okay, here's the story behind that. Friday morning, I was just kind of listening to the reports in the news, and I was like, I just had this feeling like, well, with kindergarten, they're so hands-on and they are digital, but we're not really one-to-one in kindergarten yet. They still have a ton of hands-on that they have to be doing. And so I thought, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll get like a packet folder prepped just in case. You never know. I wasn't even expecting it to happen on Friday. I was thinking, well, maybe next week we'll be told, that we'll have to close school or whatever. Because at that point, there weren't a lot of people, or there weren't a lot of schools who were doing that. And so I started prepping these packets. They were for 3 weeks. They would be for 3 weeks. And I got like a glue stick, some scissors, pencils, crayons, that kind of thing. Started prepping that morning. And then I had somebody come in the afternoon. I was like, let's just get these prepped just in case. If I need to throw them in their backpack, I can. And that was at like 1:15 that my aide came in. At 2:00, my admin walked in and was like, hey, we're closed through March 31st. The district just announced that schools are closing through, I think, April 12th. Our spring break is different than the public school because I teach at a private school. Anyways, we're for sure closed through March 31st. And so I was like scrambling at the very end of the day to try and get all the packets together to put into their backpacks. And I got them all prepped and everything. Because parents don't have glue sticks and crayons and scissors necessarily, right? They're sending their students to school with that stuff and expecting that stuff to be at school where they are learning. In kindergarten, we don't do homework. It's not mandatory or required. And so anyways, I got those packets in their backpacks on Friday. And so it's only 3 weeks of materials. I would be interested to hear, if you're a teacher, what you guys are doing, how you're getting curriculum to your students for students who do not have access to the digital. What are you doing? Okay, so let me get caught up on the messages here. Sarah says the East Coast has been hit hard. All colleges are online for the rest of the semester. Most schools are closed until the 31st as well. We just got the shelter in place. Like, you'll get fined if you're not basically grocery shopping or doing something essential. Sophie said, oh, sorry. Whoa, these are coming in faster than I expected. Keto Live, Trina, I'm in Virginia, no school until April 13th. Sophie says we might not go back to school all year. Mackenzie says it's hard. Sarah, my mom is a principal and I'm in college for early childhood education. My mom's school is using Google Classroom. Yeah, so the school that I teach at is a K-8 school, and it is one-to-one. It's a Google Classroom school. Here's my brother. He teaches piano lessons. He does online piano lessons. So if you're stuck at home and you have kids or you want to learn piano, learnpianolive.com is his platform. I'll link it in the show notes after this live is over. But he has an amazing setup in his studio and is really cool. But that's what he's doing. He's with people right now because everybody wants to take piano lessons. Okay. Do I still teach kindergarten? Shannon, yes, I do. I teach a pre-K kindergarten combo class. So I've got 4 to sometimes 7-year-olds in my class. Christine, hi from the Philippines. Schools are closed, but the school's division office is still open with option to work at home via online. Okay. This is crazy. I can't even believe it. Taylor, I've been recording read alouds and posting them on Class Dojo. Going to be doing Zoom video calls next week with my kiddos. I love that. I should see if my parents would want to set up Zoom. I noticed that Class Dojo today just rolled out the record a video feature, but I couldn't get it to work. So I had to record a live like this and then grab the link and put it in Class Dojo as an unlisted link because I don't think I can share read alouds on public domain. I don't think that's a thing. Okay. Shannon says that just sounds stressful. The hardest thing is feeling like you can't reach your kids. We have already established lines of communication with our app, Class Dojo. So that's been a huge blessing because I felt like that's a platform that my parents are already used to. But for teachers who have not really established a digital platform or used a digital platform with their students or their parents, that would be really hard. Thank you so much for your videos. You're such an inspiration. Keep being kinder-hearted. I'm sending you best wishes and love. Thank you. I think it's Pame. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Harrison, shout out. Woo woo. Mackenzie, we do Google Classroom. Yeah. We're Google Classroom too. Kendi, I teach kindergarten at Christian Academy in Sydney, Ohio, and I'm learning how to use Zoom. I am not sure what to do about families with no computer. That's the thing. Like, I feel like I've heard a couple different things from teachers that they prep packets and then they just have a basket outside their classroom door and then message or email parents and just have them come and pick them up because you're not supposed to have contact with people, right? So what I've been doing too has been, I gave my parents a packet. So the students do 2 ELA, 2 math printables, which is like my least favorite thing to do, but they have to have hands-on stuff. And then a reading comprehension. And then we're doing our butterfly life cycles. We're learning about butterfly life cycles in science. And so we just got our caterpillars in last week. And so I took the caterpillars home and have been taking a picture of the caterpillars and posting them on Class Dojo. And then the students have a butterfly life cycle journal that they are drawing a picture of what they observe. And then they write a sentence about what the picture is about or what they're observing. So we're still doing that. And then I encourage the parents to download books and Epic for their reading if they don't have any books at home. It's not like you can even go to the library to get books, right? So thankful for companies. You guys, I have a list of online companies who have created free subscriptions because of this pandemic that's going on. I'm going to link it down below. It's an entire spreadsheet of resources for teachers like you, or just people like you. If you're like, I want to learn something new, I want to learn piano lessons, or I want to, whatever it is, there's probably 30 to 50 different resources on that spreadsheet of just companies that have opened up their memberships for free for people, which is such a blessing. Just a huge blessing for parents, for everybody. So, okay. Lindsay, with Class Dojo, I upload PDF documents and the parents have printed them or just use them from the screen. I also use videos too that I record for them. I also found the PDF version of our workbooks. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I do the same. So I love that feature in Class Dojo. So if you use Class Dojo and you are logged on your computer, on your desktop, you can upload PDFs and the parents can access them on their phone or on their computer. I made a Google Drive folder and then I put all of the PDFs in the Google Drive folder along with like a suggested daily schedule for, I teach kindergarten. I don't know what grade you guys teach. Let me know what grade you guys teach. If you're a teacher, raise your hand, tell me what grade you guys teach. And hey, if you're watching this, update me what it's like in your part of the country right now. Are you on mandated shelter in place? That's where we're at. I'm in Sacramento. And so we have to stay inside unless we have to leave for something essential like groceries or something like that. Let me know where you guys are at and what it looks like in your part of the country in the comments. So I made a Google Drive folder. Inside the Google Drive folder, I put a schedule. I put the PDF of the printables that I'm asking the parents to do. I'm going to show you this. So basically what I made, I'm going to pull up Class Dojo here really quick and just show you. It's like a pacing guide. I gave this to my parents. Looks like, and then I'll show you the, okay. So it looks like this. Can you see? Okay, so each box The goal is that they get through that list in the day. And you guys, I'm really encouraging my parents to take a deep breath and give themselves grace, because we all know how the first month of kindergarten goes, or maybe you don't, maybe you're not a teacher, but that first month of kindergarten, establishing a new routine, just establishing a new routine, is very difficult. Once you get the new routine established and there's the expectations there and everybody knows what to do, it's like easy breezy lemon squeezy. But I'm having parents tell me, I'm hearing lots of feedback from parents. And so I'm just encouraging them to just give themselves grace during this time. And if you don't get to everything on the checklist, you don't get everything on the checklist. It is what it is. I'm also trying to give them resources like brain breaks and suggested daily schedules, workout challenges, reading challenges, choice boards, menus. I'm putting all of those resources in the Google Drive folder so that they can access those and print those if they need them. So anyways, okay. Yeah, the PDF version. So what I do on Class Dojo is I just put the Google Drive link in the class announcement, and then they can print it from there. They go to the Google Drive folder and they can print it from there. Okay, Amy, I'd love your opinion on something here. I have 3 kids in school, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and kindergarten. Their school sent home academic packets to work on for 2 weeks. My 3rd grader was sent home 2 math packets, 1 for each week. Each packet has 50 pages front and back of math. That's 100 pages each week. That seems like a lot. That's a lot. That has to, maybe they sent you 6 weeks worth. That's a lot of worksheets. 100 pages a week just in math. That's a lot. That doesn't seem right. I would email the teacher. Oh, not 100 each week. I meant total. I would say, did they give you like a pacing guide or like how many to do each day? That seems like, see, like I'm having my students do 2 math worksheets, and then I have a couple of YouTube videos. You know, I teach kindergarten, no guide. Oh my goodness. I would do, I mean, I don't know what they look like. I have no idea what the worksheets look like. I'm suggesting for kindergarten that they do 2 language, 2 math, 1 reading comprehension. Those are the printables that they're doing each day. And then they have a butterfly life cycle journal. And then I send them some brain break videos and some videos on just different skills that's going to support what they have that day in their packet. So whether it's counting to 100 or a song on stretching out your sounds or blending your letters, that kind of thing. And what I'm telling my parents is 20 to 30 minutes on an activity and take a break. Get them up and moving and get their blood flowing. That helps blood get to their brain. That helps them stay sharp. Establishing a routine and a schedule is going to be the best thing for them, because that schedule basically builds in security and predictability for them. So if they know that in the morning they get up, they eat breakfast, they start right away on the thing that they need to be sharpest for. So the thing that might be the hardest. So for us in my household, my youngest son, he's in kindergarten. He's in my class, which has been a great test case for me with him, because I'm like, I want to make sure that my expectations for my parents are the ones that are, I'm able to meet myself with my own son. And so anyways, I would say give yourself some grace. You've got 3 kids that you're homeschooling all of a sudden. And so I would just maybe time it. If they're being very efficient, if they're sitting down and getting right to work, I would say probably for 3rd grade, my oldest is in 3rd grade, and he spends right now between about 2 to 3 hours on his schoolwork, but he's like a to-do list kind of kid. He sits down, he just check, very self-motivated. If you don't have if you have a kiddo who needs a couple breaks in between, then maybe 3 to 4 hours, but make sure snack time's in there and lunchtime. And just give yourself grace. I wouldn't say 100 pages a week. I don't think that that's what they meant by that. They probably sent home an abundance of pages because maybe they think that they're going to be closing for the rest of the school year. And that, from what I'm seeing in the news, that looks like what's happening. Rockstar Rochelle, you're in Fairfield. I'm in Sacramento. I would say let's meet up for coffee, but we're in the shelter in place. You've got to be. Are you in shelter in place where you're at too? I'm sure you are. You're in California. I'm a nursery teacher, 3 and 4-year-olds. Oof. Shannon, I'm not a teacher, but I'm in 6th grade. Hey, Shannon. Taylor, I'm a student teacher in 3rd grade. I love 3rd grade. K through 4th is my favorite. I would teach 3rd and 4th in a heartbeat. 3rd or 4th. I'd teach any grade, K through 4. I'm sorry they didn't give you a guide, Amy. I would email the teacher because we are required to be available. I mean, at my school, we're required to be available from 8:15 until 3:10 every day to our parents. Taylor, well, right now I am working with my mentor teacher to do teaching online, but right now it's a lot of unknowns. Yeah, I feel like the whole world is in that. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with our economy? What's going to happen? But one of the things that I keep hearing from people and that I keep seeing from people is that banding together, this is a great opportunity to band together and to support one another. I was so encouraged. If you're not on Teachers Pay Teachers as a customer, you have to make an account and go log in. There are so many free resources right now from Teachers Pay Teachers sellers, people who I made a packet with my friend Dee Dee for K&1, for games at home that parents can do. And there are just an abundance of creators who are trying to push content in the community to support and help. And so that has been so cool. One of my friends sent me an article or read me an article about a woman who is in she is currently quarantined in the epicenter of China, where this outbreak first came about. And when she wrote the article, she was on day 48 of quarantine. And I think it's Wuhan, China, is where she's at. And she was talking to her husband, and her husband was saying, there's a lot of negative, obviously, that's happening. There are a lot of unknowns, like we talked about earlier. But she wrote out a list of all of the positive things that have happened because of this. And it was really, really encouraging. She said she's basically the entire world has been paused, and so she's experiencing things like meeting people for the first time that she's lived by for years, that she's never met before. She's spending more family time than she's ever focused family time. She's learning how to slow down. Just so many benefits. So sometimes in these types of situations, it's like you got to really work to see the silver lining. But it is hard. It is difficult. I'm not saying that. I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns, but sometimes you just got to make the best, So, okay. Okay, Shannon, what if kids don't have computers? How do they do this? Yeah, that's the question. It's $1 million question. I printed packets out and sent them home. And so I think what I'll probably do is email parents if we get to that 3-week mark, because I sent home enough for 3 weeks. If we get to that 3-week mark and parents say, for example, don't have a printer, then I'll create packets for the next X amount of days and probably have like a drop off. Maybe I'll go drop them off at homes or have a pickup location. I have to figure that out. I'm not sure. Christy says, hi, Elizabeth, no update yet in our district. However, I'm currently using Google Classroom for the meantime. I'm here in Bay Area teaching algebra SDC high school setting. Keep safe. Yeah. Oof. Google Classroom. Thank God for Google Classroom. There are a ton of resources. I know everybody's heard of Teachers Pay Teachers. I don't have a ton of resources for the Google Classroom in my store, but if you're upper level, there are a ton of resources on Teachers Pay Teachers for the Google Classroom. So like bundles that you can buy for an entire year that you can literally just upload right to the Google Classroom. Some of them are self-grading. People make Google Forms that are self-grading, quizzes that are self-grading. Literally, you could host an entire online class using those resources. So I know that people have said too that districts are going in and purchasing stuff to help teachers out. I don't know how your district is. Sounds like you haven't heard anything. I know that everybody's working overtime to get answers and to get resources to teachers. So hopefully that's the case. But teacherspayteachers.com is a great resource for Google Classroom if you're in the Google Classroom. Okay. Rockstar Rochelle, who's in Fairfield, I think you said, yes, we are in shelter here, virtual, like champagne glasses cheering. Otto, Israel did 9/11. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Bella, did you ever consider high school teaching when you were studying? I taught high school for 2 years. And then I went down to the primary grades and I fell in love. So I was not crazy about high school level. That's just me. I have friends who are like, high school is my jam. For me, primary is my jam. So primary meaning like K through 4th grade. Amy, thank you. I just want to see if I was overreacting and thinking that was a lot. It was a lot. I think they sent you the bulk of what they thought you were going to need and maybe some extra in case you needed more days, because if school's closed to the end of the school year, you're going to need a lot. So, Victoria, I'm currently in my bachelor's program for elementary education. We briefly discussed what it would mean to teach students online before our own classes moved to online. James, the local cable companies are giving free Wi-Fi. That's great if they don't have Wi-Fi in my district. That's awesome. I heard that earlier too. I think some of the issue that I've been hearing from teachers, I think all of my students have devices. I teach at a private school and you have to pay tuition to attend the school. So I feel like when I talk to friends who are in different types of schools, be it public school or charter or homeschooled or whatever, I think specifically public school, just depending on the title of the school as well. I feel like a lot of teachers have given me feedback like they don't have, their students might not have a device, or they're sharing a device with 3 other siblings in the house. So I love that local cable companies are helping in that way. That's huge. Okay. Our parents are getting very upset because they say they are doing our job. I send them videos every day with songs, read alouds, and activities to do at home, but they don't think that's enough. Any ideas? Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I get that. I think you have to understand too, like parents all of a sudden have to work. Some of them are laid off. For the parents who have to work, like I've heard a couple situations where parents are paying teenagers to babysit their kids, but they still have to work and the teenagers still have homework. They still have to get their schoolwork done, right? So I would just, I would give them something like PDFs to print, and Teachers Pay Teachers is a great resource for that. You can buy a PDF for $5 and then send it out to each of your parents. So for $5, you can send them, a packet of 80 pages. And there are a ton of free resources. So if they don't have a printer, maybe you just print for them. That's what I was talking about earlier of like, I probably am going to have a couple parents at some point who, don't have a printer or don't have access to that, and they want me to print for them, which is fine. So I'll print and then create packets that they can either pick up or I can go drop off. I know that's not convenient, but just to get them the resources that they need. So that's my suggestion. Any ideas on how to help parents cool down? Honestly, I would tell the parents to give themselves grace. everybody in this situation is under it. There's parents who don't know how they're going to pay the bills. There's parents whose jobs are gone. We're still getting paid as teachers, but for people who maybe own a restaurant or have a business that has all of a sudden been mandatory closed down, they don't have a paycheck coming in. So I would try to do whatever I could to affirm them and just encourage them to give themselves grace and tell them they're doing a good job, and just be a support. Hi, Dee Dee. Oh my goodness. Hi, Dee Dee. Dee Dee just hopped on, you guys. Dee Dee is my partner in crime. She and I have worked on a ton of resources. We also have a membership for kindergarten and first grade teachers, which actually, if you're a kindergarten or first grade teacher, would be a great resource for you, especially during this time where we've kind of talked about tailoring the resources to help teachers. In addition, having licenses for, whatever, Dee Dee. I am not the brains behind all the things. She's lying. She's amazing. You guys got to go check her out. She's Dee Dee Wills Kinder. She's on Teachers Pay Teachers too. So I was just talking to them about Teachers Pay Teachers resources because there's some friends here who are from different parts of the world. And I just wanted to encourage you. There's a lot of free resources. Dee Dee and I just made a packet of take-home games that parents can do. And there's like a QR code. So the parent takes a picture of the QR code and a little video pops up that explains how to do the game, how to play the game. So that's both for the parent and for the student. So that's a resource that's in Dee Dee's store. I'll put that link in the show notes after this live. But anyways, yeah, I would just say encourage your parents. Everybody's under it right now. And encourage your parents to give themselves grace. Like all of a sudden, just like we're having to learn how to teach digitally and remotely and how overwhelmed we feel with everything and how do we reach our kids and how do we meet the needs of our kids when they're not even in our classroom, parents are feeling the same way. Like we naturally, because we've gone through school, we've had classroom experience, we naturally have tools in our tool belt that help us know how to teach because that's what we went to school for. But for parents who all of a sudden have a third grader or second grader or all three, a kindergartner in their home, and they have not taught before, and they're getting resources pushed at them that they have not learned how to teach, that's very overwhelming. In addition, having all of the unknowns right now. So I would just encourage your parents, if they're freaking out, encourage them just to give themselves grace, and that I would offer them any resources that, like what I've been saying to my parents has just been whatever I can do to help. You tell me what would be a blessing. I'm going to push resources your way. I'm not trying to overwhelm you. And my expectation is that you work with your students as much as you can, but close the Chromebook, set down the book or the device, and give yourself grace if it's too overwhelming. Just take a break. I'm encouraging brain breaks for children and adults. So, okay. Kendi, I know personal touches like emails and phone calls go a long way to minister to parents. Absolutely. I sent a message out this morning just to each individual on Class Dojo, to each of my parents, like, hey, just checking in, just want to make sure you have everything you need. Is there anything that I can give you? How can I support you? One of my master teacher a few years ago told me that, you're going to have hard conversations with parents. It's inevitable about their student. So along the way, as you're with their students in class, you want to basically deposit into their little love tanks, the parents' love tanks. So you want to say things like, oh, little Johnny was such a good friend, send a little note home on Class Dojo or email or whatever, or send just a written note. Hey, little Johnny was such a good friend. He was so encouraging. He's such a good boy. Great work, Mom and Dad. So along the way, you're basically depositing you're filling their little love tanks, both parents and students, so that when you have those hard conversations, when you have to have that conversation about, this is something that we really need to work on. And so I'm just suggesting that you take that same approach now, like encouragement to the parents, give them all the resources that you have available. Any resource that I'm finding on either on Facebook, there are Facebook groups with teachers who have, like Dee Dee's primary collaborative. She has a primary collaborative Facebook group where you can go on. They have a thread of just freebies and free resources. And there are so many resources. So you can just kind of trickle those resources to them. Hey, here's another suggestion. Here's a list of free resources. Here's a great, menu, free choice menu for your student. You can put this on the fridge. Here's a bingo board you could use. Here's some, just different activities and resources so that when they're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, you can be like, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Of course, this is hard. Affirm their feelings just like you would if you had a student in class. You're doing great. Work as much as you can on the work. Consistent, like what I said to my parents today, is just consistency. Just try to be consistent. If you don't get it all done today, don't worry, don't stress. Put it on the list for tomorrow. And then, have family time, love on your kids. This is such an amazing opportunity to just be present. So give yourself grace. Okay, Victoria. I also work at after school daycare and work with elementary and middle age students. Currently we're closed, but most likely will open later on for the full day. What can I do to help students? Yeah, I don't know, with their homework and assignments. Oh, I see. If you're with older students, I would suggest maybe an online like Zoom call or group chat or something like that. I don't know your situation enough, but utilize the online space to connect. Because I'm sure if students are having, just like in class, like if one student has a question about an assignment, others are likely to have the same question. Google Classroom, I just don't know, Victoria, if you're in Google Classroom or what. Caitlin, I work at a preschool as a preschool aide and I miss my kids terribly. Our district has not told us to send out work yet. I've heard a lot of, I have a few friends who are in talking with different districts. They're not teaching in the district, but they do different types of work with districts. And I've heard several times that right now districts are basically working behind the scenes to get everything that they can, resources to their teachers. Because there are some schools who are more like one-to-one, Google Classroom friendly. And then there are some schools who haven't adopted that yet. And especially for teachers who haven't adopted the one-to-one digital platforms like Google Classroom or haven't used, they're still using folders and paper and pencil. I mean, there are people out there like that. So, and districts that are out there like that. So districts are working really hard from my understanding. And if you haven't heard anything from your district, I'm sure it's coming. That's what I've heard. So, okay, Katie, I'm definitely going to check out TPT. Had no idea that there were so many great resources out there for families to continue learning home. Oh my goodness. Everything you need is on TPT. And for a few bucks. So I don't know, Katie, if you're a teacher or if you're a parent or if you're both, but that's where, Dee Dee and I create resources for Teachers Pay Teachers. And we post and we have a freebie for, it's probably K-1. You could use it. You could use it K-1. I know I'm going to copy and paste all of the links in the show notes below when I'm done. But there are so many freebies that have been created, so you can get a ton of resources that way. Or you could spend a few bucks and get an 80-page resource that is good for 3 weeks of learning. It's very affordable, in my opinion. A lot of people are having sales. There's a lot of teachers in the online space who are creators, who are trying everything they can to get resources to you. And Instagram is another great place. Like there are tons, and Facebook too. There's Facebook communities. The primary collaborative is Dee Dee's Facebook group, and she's got a thread of just free resources or resources that would be helpful. I said earlier in the live that there's a list of like virtual field trips or companies that have created free subscriptions, just like Vooks is a great example. VOOKS. It's an online virtual books for parents. And that's what I'm sending to my parents. Download Vooks. And then if you obviously can't get to the library to check out books, but Vooks is a great platform that you can use to at least get your students engaged in reading. Okay, hang on. Okay, Otto, if any parents have a math issue, please post it. I'm a mathematician. Dee Dee, I love tanks. Dee Dee, hopefully you can copy and paste that URL. Yes, I'm going to copy and paste all those in the show notes. Diego, do you have any worksheets for kindergartners for end of the year activities? Yes, tons and tons in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Dee Dee is another great resource for that. Dee Dee is, she has so many things. There are a ton of free files on TPT too. Yeah. Yep. Go on TPT. Follow people in your niche. So for example, if you're a mom and you have a kindergartner, go follow people who are on Teachers Pay Teacher, or just type in like, oh gosh, what is it called? What are they calling it? Remote learning in the search bar on TPT and then filter kindergarten or whatever grade, and you're going to have a bunch of resources that pop up. Okay. TPT, Teachers Pay Teachers. There's a ton of free files. Kendi says, what incentives are you using to motivate your kiddos to do their work? That's a great question. Okay, so with my personal children at home, I just let them choose whatever incentive they want, whether it's going outside to play basketball or technology time. And then I have a really just consistent schedule. We get up, we eat breakfast, we get dressed, we make our bed, we sit down and do schoolwork for 30 minutes. We take a 10-minute break so they can do whatever they want. And that 10-minute break sometimes is the motivation. You have to get to this point in your schoolwork before you can have 10 minutes of tablet time or whatever. But it's a really kind of like predictable schedule. And for me, that works for them. I'd say a sticker chart would be a great motivation, something that they can do. Sorry, kind of brain dead in that area. If you guys have ideas, comment. I'm going to think of something after this, but okay, Victoria, I work at a daycare, so childcare. I plan out the day and make the schedule for my students. Any ideas how I can set time for the students to do their homework and assignments? Any ideas how I can set time for the students to do their homework and assignments? If it's a daycare, I would say give your parents a suggested daily schedule. And then just send home activities or email activities. You can even find free files on Teachers Pay Teachers. So, okay, for those of you who have never heard of Teachers Pay Teachers is like Amazon for teachers. But Teachers Pay Teachers has digital files. So a PDF, say, for example, I was going on as a teacher and I needed a butterfly life cycle unit of study. So I would type in the search bar, butterfly life cycle, and there would be a bunch of resources that would pop up, all from different Teachers Pay Teachers sellers. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Depending on what I wanted, I would click on it, read through the description. If I wanted to download it because it was a free file, you just click download now and it downloads a PDF to your desktop and then you print out on your computer at home. So it's all digital. If it was a paid product, I would click add to cart. Say it's a $3 unit on the butterfly life cycle. I would click add to cart and then go through the same process, pay through PayPal, download to my computer, and then print it out. And so it's just a great way to get resources for inexpensively and support the teaching community. I would say I was just talking to somebody yesterday. I have a community helper unit that is about, 80 pages. It has a ton of different activities in it. Probably took me 35 hours in total to make. I think I sell it for $5. So It's really inexpensive, but there's so many activities. So it's like a month-long unit that you can use. It's got 4 weeks of lesson plans and activities and all of that. So teachers don't have to spend 30 hours making a month-long unit. They can buy it for $5 and save that time. And then they have that PDF forever and they can use those activities forever. So Teachers Pay Teachers is wonderful. I could plug it all day. It's wonderful. It's changed my life. Okay. Alejandra, Shannon, making an account on TPT is free. Oh, she's talking to Shannon. Okay. Yes. Making an account is free on TPT. Shannon says, Dee Dee and Elizabeth, what colleges did you go to? I went to National University in California. Dee Dee, where'd you go? I wish you were on here with me. Is there a way to invite you? Dee Dee and I do lives all the time because we have a membership for kindergarten and first grade teachers. So if you are a kindergartner or first grade teacher, for $19.99 a month, you get $60 in curated content. And we have just basically rejiggered our content to help support you as a teacher in the crazy time right now. So we're creating resources that you can email to your parents, extending the licenses to all of the students in your class. So if you purchase the $19.99 monthly membership, you get $60 in content. And then it's called cleverschoolteacher.com. And it would be a great resource for you. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. But you can go check out the website. There's a preview of last month's curriculum. You guys, you get more resources than you even need. But especially during this time, if you're having to spend money out of your own pocket or the district's money for $19.99 a month, it's a great resource. Okay, moving on. Diego, bye. I know I've been on here for 47 minutes. I'm going to hit the bye button in just a minute. DJ, their play. Hello, Princess Elizabeth. I'm a former SPED student and I grew up in a time in school when the management strategies were more negative. Have you done away with your behavior clip chart? So Dee Dee and I made a token economy, which I've used in my classroom. It's one of my favorite positive behavior management systems. And the way that I'll link that in the show notes below. The way that resource works is that a student gets a box and it opens up, and inside, let me pull up a picture because I think a picture is going to explain it all. I'm going to talk and look at my phone here for just a minute and pull up a picture. But the idea behind the token economy is that students earn tokens for positive behaviors. So an example would be we'd be at carpet time, and when I have a student over here who's not obeying the rules, is acting like a little monkey or not sitting crisscross applesauce or talking to their neighbor or whatever, I would look around the carpet and I would point out the positive behavior that I see from another student, because it's the student who is not doing what they're supposed to. That's always the thing that sticks out. But if you're constantly only giving attention to the behavior that you want to see, so saying, man, I love how Sarah, you're sitting so perfectly on the carpet, you're crisscross applesauce, you can go put a token on your token board. Okay. You see that? So it's a box that opens up, and the little shoes, now they're different themes, but the little shoes are tokens. And so they pick a reward and they put that reward in the circle. I should show, oh goodness. They put the reward in the circle on their box. So if, say, for example, they want to chew gum, that's what they want to earn. Then if little Sarah is doing such a good job on the carpet, you can go ahead and put a token on your token board. So then she'd go and she'd put a token on her token board. And once she fills up her board, she gets to spend that reward. Now, I've been in class. Obviously, we're not in class right now, but that would be a resource that you can even send home to parents like, hey, here's a great way to encourage positive behavior, first-time obedience at home. And then they can print it and everything themselves. And there's modifications and stuff. So they don't have to have a box. They can just print it off and use that token board on their refrigerator or whatever. But that's how I like to reward. So then the students who need more focused attention, I basically pull them aside and I say, hey, let's have a chat. Let's talk about this. This is really distracting. And I'm really concerned that you're not going to learn what you need to go to first grade if you're not paying attention. So can we really focus? If you can show me that, then there'll be good things that happen. When I catch you being good, then good things happen. And typically in my experience, what happens is when you're giving that positive attention to students who, when you're only giving positive attention and having private conversations, so you publicly praise and privately preach is what I say, the bad behavior typically goes away. Okay. Owl Eyes. I'm also a kindergarten teacher. I live in Washington State. We are waiting on an MOU with our district to start online remote teaching, hopefully starting Monday. Oh my goodness. National University. You graduated through National, Dee Dee? You graduated through National? Is that what you're saying? Oh my goodness. Okay, I got to remember all the links. I'm going to put all the links in the show notes. Rubith, hey, you were one of my inspirations to become an elementary teacher. Aw, thank you for inspiring me to follow my dream starting college next year. That's exciting. You have to keep me posted, okay? Okay, a couple people saying they have to go. The creative, I don't know how to say the last word. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm a first grade teacher. I use Class Dojo. I like using Class Dojo to communicate with my students and teachers. Yes. I didn't know you graduated from National, Dee Dee. I did too. It was meant to be. Oh my gosh. You guys got to meet Dee Dee. She's the bomb.com. She's like so witty, so smart. She's my partner in crime. She's the best. Okay. The creative, I don't know how to say the last part of that. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm a first grade teacher. I use Class Dojo to communicate with my parents. Soul Sisters. Yes, I use Class Dojo too. I wish there were some more features. It is great. Not knocking Class Dojo. What I'm having a hard time with right now is the video feature because I want to make videos and send them to my students on one platform, but I just don't think it's possible on Class Dojo. They just added the video feature, but I wasn't able to get it up and working on my laptop for some reason. Could totally be on my end, connectivity or whatever, but just wasn't able to get it to work. So I have been live streaming videos privately and then copying the link. I've been doing read alouds. I did this read aloud. How do dinosaurs say I love you? This is a great one to encourage first time obedience and encourage the students to say I love you to their parents. So we talked about filling their love tanks, doing read alouds like this, and then I sent them the link. And then we're also doing the butterfly life cycle. I think I talked about that earlier. And so I have a couple books here that I grabbed from the class, and I did read alouds with them. So I have those recorded, and I'm going to kind of trickle this out this next week. Okay. Tiffany from California just got told we were closed until May 1st. May? Wait. Where are you in California? Tiffany, where are you in California? April, May. I think we're going to close to the end of the school year. I keep hearing that. That's the trend. Right now, we're March 31st. We haven't heard anything after that. Alejandra, I do from my phone, and it worked fine. It was a short video, though. Yeah, I know. If it's more than like 30 seconds, San Bernardino County. Sorry, I always say I'm a kindergarten teacher. That's why I can't read big words. The county superintendent just told us today. What? May 1st? Okay, Tiffany, are you required to still teach, or are they going to extend school into the summer? Macy says in Missouri, closed until further notice. Holy smokes. Okay. Southern California. Tiffany's in Southern California. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. I'm going to go. I've been talking for nearly an hour. So I'm going to let you guys go. You guys are the best. You're doing a great job, whether you're at home as a student or a teacher or a parent. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. We're all learning how to do this together. Nobody knows how to do this. So other than the homeschoolers, all the homeschoolers are like, I'm already used to this. So give yourself grace. Nobody's going to do this perfectly. We're going to learn a ton through this and hopefully become closer and more connected. We're going to be able to cherish family time and cherish each other and work together and all the things. You guys are doing great. Yep, I'm homeschooled and this is easy. I have a bunch of friends in the homeschooling community who are like, welcome to our life. So anyways, okay, I'm going to plug our little membership. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm going to plug our membership one last time. So cleverschoolteacher.com, if you're a teacher in kindergarten or first grade, or if you have students in your home, kindergarten or first grade, it is a price that it's a resource that you can't beat. It's $19.99 a month. You get a ton of curated content. You can buy previous months if you want, all of that. So Kendi says Proverbs 15:30. That is you. Okay, I'm going to look it up now. Proverbs 15:30. Proverbs 15:30. What does it say? The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart. Is that what it is? Wait, hang on. Okay. Light in a messenger's eyes brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to try to do these as much as I can. I was planning on vlogging, but vlogging, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm kind of here. So vlogging takes, I have to edit and all the things, and I'd rather just do these and actually get to interact with you guys. I think these are way better. So thank you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, see the silver lining, even though there are a bunch of unknowns. There's a lot of positive that can come out of this situation too. So, all right, guys, love you guys. I'll talk to you maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another one of these tomorrow. Okay, we'll see ya. Bye.